so what I'm saying this afternoon to you, my friends, is that along with the struggle to desegregate our society, which we must continue to engage in, we must engage in the struggle to get good and meaningful and sound jobs for all of our people so that they can take advantages of the new opportunities as they come. This is the challenge of the hour.
I'm Walter Mitchell, president of the International Chemical Workers Union. I would like to tell you about a strike one of our local unions waged this winter in Atlanta, Georgia. It was a hard strike. All strikes are hard. But our members won wage increases and won the job rights that only a union contract can guarantee. It was a historic strike. It marked the first time that the Southern Christian Leadership Conference, the civil rights organization headed by Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King, Jr., joined with the labor union in seeking economic justice for industrial workers.
And we can get much more through an organized effort than we can get through individual effort. Every Negro and every white person up to Scripto ought to be supporting the labor union. And it's no accident Scripto is fighting not to deduct the wage dues from the salaries of the individual. It's no accident because they don't want a labor union up there, because they know they've got to treat you right.
The strike took place at the plant of the Scripto Inc. Company. Here is how one of our representatives, Jerry Levine, described the circumstances to a television interviewer.
The majority of the employees of Scripto voted for the International Chemical Workers Union to represent them in September 1963. Scripto, using every legal method available, was able to delay certification of the union for 8 months. For the past 6 months, we have been fruitlessly negotiating in an attempt to reach a just and decent union contract. This company has about 750 Negro employees and 150 white employees. Prior to the strike, only 6 Negroes were classified as skilled, and no whites were classified as unskilled. This is an obvious pattern of discrimination, especially where unskilled employees earn only $1.25 an hour, and after 10 years, they get a 5-cent raise. Scripto cannot continue a 19th century labor policy in this 20th century.
There had been several attempts to organize Scripto over the years. The Negro community knew that conditions there needed improving. The Reverend Martin Luther King, Sr. helped our organizing drive. When the chemical workers went on strike, Operation Breadbasket, a ministerial organization, immediately gave its support. Reverend King's son, the Nobel Prize winner and leader of the Southern Christian Leadership Conference, joined soon after.
It's all right to talk about the New Jerusalem, but one day we better start talking about the new Atlanta, the new America, the new New York. And I tell you, any religion that professes to be concerned about the souls of men and is not concerned about the slums that cripple the soul, the economic conditions that damn the soul, and the social conditions that destroy the soul, is a dead, dry, do-nothing religion in need of new blood.
Naturally, this backing boosted the morale of our people. As our staff representative James Hampton said,
but in our meeting yesterday for the visitors at this meeting, the members of this local union said that they will wear tree leaves for dresses before they'll crawl back in that plant and be sold out for a $30 bonus.
Our regional director in the Southeast, Vice President J. Harley Thomas.
As regional director for the Chemical Workers Union, I'm very pleased to get the help of Dr. King and his group. Our two organizations are fighting the same battle in the South. The Chemical Workers Union doesn't care what color a man is. We just want to know what kind of a job he has, and we want to help him improve that job and enjoy a better life.
At Chemical Workers Union headquarters in Akron, Ohio, we kept close touch with the needs of the strikers. We sent in staff specialists. We provided financial assistance from our International Union Defense Fund. Secretary-Treasurer Marshall Schaefer describes the procedure.
Our union has a fund amounting to more than $1 million from which we pay guaranteed benefits to local unions on strike. It operates like insurance. Additionally, we have a separate fund to cover legal costs and special contingencies. For example, at Christmas time, we were able to provide more than $20,000 to make sure that the Scripto strikers and their families had their share of the holiday festivities.
Our union operated a commissary, distributing food we bought wholesale. We also arranged for government surplus commodities. In a gesture of solidarity and as proof of unity of purpose, Dr. King and I and other officers of the Southern Christian Leadership Conference and the chemical workers joined the Scripto picket line. Charles Levinson, General Secretary of the International Federation of Chemical and General Workers Unions, was in the United States at the time of the strike. We are affiliated with this group, which has nearly 3 million members over the world. At one stage of the strike, the Southern Christian Leadership Conference and the chemical workers called for a consumer boycott of Scripto products. Levinson volunteered the cooperation of his organization to help us reach Scripto's foreign factories and markets. Fortunately, we did not have to follow through on this weapon worldwide. I'm sure it would have done irreparable damage to Scripto, and we did not seek to destroy the company. We simply sought justice. We won justice. We won it grinding out mile after mile on a cold pavement. We won because our union categorically rejects all racial discrimination. We willingly went to the White House to sign a pledge of cooperation with the President's Committee on Equal Employment Opportunity.
President Mitchell, I congratulate you and the members of the International Chemical Workers Union. In signing this pledge, this plan for progress, you are reaffirming a practice of long-standing of the Chemical Workers Union, that there can be no such thing as rights just for a few. There must be equal rights for all or there is no democracy. President Mitchell, your signature on this historic document here in the White House is a promise of principle. I am confident that your union will continue to march in the path of equal opportunity. Nothing that has happened to me since I became vice president has given me more hope for the future and more pleasure for the present than the alert statesmanship activity of the Union people of America.
We won in Atlanta because we had the help of Dr. King and his top assistants, like the Reverend C.T. Vivian.
It takes a long time to rile us up, and sometimes it seems as though that you can walk over us and everything will be all right. But it seems as though we have to tell them that we've come from a long, long way, and there's nothing they can give us that we haven't already received. We have walked also through the dim nights of serfdom, but now we've been able to stand at the bottom of the hill, and then we've walked up the rocky sides of union organization, and it's been too hard and too long for us to give up unions now. And we shall walk on, and we shall walk and walk on the outside of Scripto until we'll walk on the inside of Scripto.
I think we found in Atlanta a formula for community action that will bring unionism and freedom to exploited workers elsewhere in the South and elsewhere in the nation.